Okay, so I feel like these leaks and updates are just coming out faster than they have been before. I feel like it's taking less time for them to pretty much translate what we're getting, because this has already been like another 2 day thing, another 2 day gap of when we get updates and leaks like we did with these last 3 cards. So we got 4 more cards with the extra boosters, and they're pretty interesting, especially the top one for an archetype nobody uses. But let's just get into it. We'll go in order of how it's, presented. So of course we're gonna start off with T-Bone, Vice Admiral T-Bone. Didn't think we're gonna be getting another one of him, because the only T-Bone card we have is from the starter deck of all things, and he was a vanilla card. So T-Bone is a black 5-drop, 5k, 2000 power counter, and then he is actually considered a W7 Navy. So it's not just Navy, he's also a W7. So new archetype, right? New archetype. That's something we haven't seen yet. So maybe we'll get some more of that in the future. Surprisingly, we haven't gotten Sword as a archetype yet, but beggars can't be choosers. Whatever. We got T-Bone. So on play, it's KO up to one of your opponent's 2 cost or lower characters. So pretty basic for white, right? For white, that's magic. Pretty basic for black, right? It's pretty good though if you think about it, because black, before, the way we KO stuff with black is that we have to discard a card. For him, you just straight up do it. You don't have to discard anything. What this could be a good switch for is, like, people have been using the 4-drop Kobe in Smoker. So like, you could actually run this instead, because he's also a 2k counter. So you could replace 4-drop Kobe that lets you rest him and KO a 2-drop or less for T-Bone, because he's a 2k counter and it's the same effect and it's on play. So like, instead of doing it every turn, you get to only do it when you play him. But let's be honest, right? You're only going to use 4-drop Kobe's ability once, because his power is super low to where you pretty much only get to use his ability once. After you rest him on your opponent's turn, they're gonna attack him unless you're able to send out a blocker or like have a way to protect him in some type of way. So you could just switch it out for him. So like, Kobe could be used in some other deck, but you could run T-Bone in like Smoker. You could run him in Sakazuki if you really wanted to, because it's a Navy card that's 2k and it KOs the same cost as Lucci, right? But Lucci gets to KO 2 things, but who knows? It's just really cool that he's a 2k counter and he has a pretty good on play ability, and it's T-Bone, right? It's T-Bone's second card. So welcome to the group, buddy. You have more than one card. You're not a film card. Crazy. Next up is Gum Gum Champion Rifle. So this is another Luffy move, right? And it's blue impel down. So more impel down stuff. Of course, you're gonna get more impel down stuff. It's a counter, of course. If your leader has the impel down type, give up to one of your leaders plus 2,000, and then your opponent returns one of their active characters to their hand. So for 1 drop, it's pretty good, because it's not cost restricted, right? It's just returns one of their active characters. So like, they could have like a 7-drop Big Mom, right? And you just play Gum Gum Champion Rifle, they gotta return the 7-drop Big Mom to their hand. Which, I mean, bad example, right? Because I just realized they're gonna want 7-drop Big Mom in their hand, because they're just gonna play her again for the ability. So like, say they have like a, who knows? Say they have like, say they have 7-drop Kid, right? Even though it's on play and attack, they still have to minus a Don. So you return the 7-drop active Kid, because most likely they played it to just get that plus 1,000 power instead of for next turn, and then next turn they'd swing with it, get the same thing. But if you have Gum Gum Champion Rifle, they attack you, return that 7-drop Kid back to their hand. So because it's technically their only character on the board, right? It's hypothetical. Of course, they're not just gonna have 7-drop Kid on the board unless you're really good at removing their characters. So like, that's a thing we could see, to where your character gets plus 2,000 and you return one of their bodies on the board. So it's a pretty good blue. But I will say it does help the fact that blue just has really good removal for no consequences, which really sucks, because I hate that it gets that rep where blue just can remove anything and not have any consequences later. But a pretty interesting event card. So next up is Kid and Killer. This is the second to last card of this update. Another duo card of all things. So we've only had two as of right now. We have the leader of Sanji and Zoro. That's the leader card, and we have one coming on OPO6. It's technically already out because it's in Japan and Europe and all that. We just don't have it in America yet, but it's already out. It's of I don't remember their names, but they're part of the new Fishman Pirates. That's another duo card, and then now we're gonna have Kid and Killer. So they're red of all things. So I don't know what they're gonna work in. They do count as Supernova, so like you could run it in Red Green Luffy. I feel like they're going to be releasing a lot of stuff that could technically work in Red Green Luffy, because before Red Green Luffy sucks. He still sucks. But if they keep releasing stuff like this, it could work. So they have a rush, right? They have a rush ability. When attacking, if your opponent has 2 or less life cards, this character gains 2,000 power to the end of turn. So this is like a good late game for a 4-drop 5k. It has no counter, but for a 4-drop 5k, technically 7 if you get it on get it out when they have 2 life, and it has rush. So this card can actually work in Red Green Luffy. Why? Because if you're already at 8 Dawn, right, you play Kid and Killer. If they have 2 or less life, they're at 7k. So at 8 Dawn, Red Green Luffy, you play this card, swing with it 7k at leader. Then with leader ability, Red Green Leader Luffy, you restand them because they do count as Supernova for 4. And then I think Red Green Luffy also boosts something, if I'm not mistaken. Here it is, Red Green Luffy. So activate main once per turn, pay 4. Set up to one of your Supernova or Straw Hat crew type character cards with the cost of 5 or less as active. It gains plus 1,000. Okay, so then this would then become an 8k swing when you restand it. So like it's just enough because it's a 4-cost character. So like it works. It's just enough to work with Red Green Luffy. So this could be a card you can run in this deck, especially since it's rush, so it's not bad, right? Like, say you're going first, right? Say you're going first. You play Zoro on your Dawn 3 turn, so your second turn as first. Swing with him. Next turn you have 5. You're at 5 Dawn. Play this card, right? That's another rush on board, and then just save that 1 Dawn for like something to restand, or sorry, not restand, but out counter for Kid and Killer. You could technically play Restand if you play it in Red Green Luffy because it's half green. You could play something like, you could play Paradise Totsuka, or no, Paradise Waterfall to restand Kid and Killer. So it's just speculation, right? Speculation, food for thought. If that's the case and we get more stuff with Supernovas, especially since we got the leak about 500 years into the future possibly having more Supernova stuff, we could possibly see Monkey D. Luffy, Red Green Leader, as a thing with more plays and more results. Which I would really love to see, right? Because I love seeing underdog characters and leaders coming out and showing off their full effects, not to mention getting stuff results and rankings and all that in tournaments. It would just be really cool to see. So, yeah, he could work in Red Green Luffy. Who knows? Who knows? Lastly, we have Hamlet. What a way to end this video off is Hamlet of all characters. If you don't remember Hamlet, it's okay. I don't blame you because I barely remember him. He showed up for like a little bit in the Wano arc. He's one of the, of course, Smiles that showed up to fight. I think he fought... Who did he fight? Was it Frankie? I think he fought Frankie. I don't remember exactly who. But if you have 4 fewer cards in your hand, all your Smile characters get plus 1,000. Crazy ability, right? Crazy how that does not matter because nobody's running Smiles, right? Nobody's running Smiles. Nobody runs Solitaire. Not a lot of people are running Hold'em because who's running Hold'em? Not a lot of people play King, so like who's playing Hold'em? Nobody plays them in. Nobody plays any of the Smiles, so like this card is just useless, especially since it's blue. So you could only run Hamlet in like Kaido of all things, and Blue Purple Kaido is already good as is. So like you don't even need any Smiles. So, like this is kind of just useless. It's kind of just here. It's kind of just, to be honest, wasted space and a card that took a spot for a different card. So he's kind of just there. Who knows? I might just be talking out of my ass, and this card could be something in the future, but I don't see it as anything. All I know is that it's a card that can't kill buggies, right? Because it's Slash, so like a buggy can beat a Smile user. So, yeah. I really don't know why Hamlet's a card. But that's going to be it for the update. Don't want it to be too long. TLDR summing it up. Kid and Killer, right? Pretty cool card. Rush, 4-drop 5k. Could work in Red Green Luffy, which is really cool. So that's pretty cool. Gum Gum Champion Rifle, pretty cool effect, even though it helps the saying of how blue has no consequences for returning stuff. So they get to return stuff for free. And then T-Bone. T-Bone is actually like my favorite one of all because I have Smoker. I'm actually planning on maybe running this guy Smoker now instead of the 4-drop Kobe. So, yeah, who knows? Who knows? It's just another update pretty much with only, to be honest, one good card, which is Kid and Killer. And even though I said I really liked T-Bone a lot, like Kid and Killer is like the best one. So I'm just going to be honest there. As always, I will be covering everything we get for this Extra Booster 01 until it comes out, which is May. So here in America, we have 5 more months of this. So that's more videos for me to do. So, yeah. Of all people, why Hamlet?